Hey everybody, and welcome to the Stars season preview series here on Victory Plus. He's Daryl Ray. I'm Josh Bogorod, walking you up to the start of a brand new season. We're going to be discussing a variety of topics. And so, Razor, let's start with the general 30,000-foot view of where the Stars are, because it's back-to-back trips to the Western Conference Final and another season where, deservedly so, there's a lot of excitement surrounding the team.
Right. I heard a lot over the summer the statement that the Stars only made a lateral move. And I'm like, well, I'll take a lateral move for a team that finishes with 100 points and is a perennial cup contender. So take that every day. I think they're equally as good as what they were a year ago, and maybe a little bit better.
It's funny because we talk about where they are, and you think back to 11 years ago when Jim Nill got here. The team was mired in that stretch where they were missing the playoffs regularly. He talked about building a culture and wanting to be a perennial playoff team, a perennial contender. They're there now, but with that also comes expectations. So when you get ready for a new season and you live where the Stars live right now, what is that mindset like to go into a season where you know a lot of people are circling Dallas when they come through?
Right. Look, they did everything right last year, right? I mean, on both sides of the puck, they were a good defensive team. They were a great offensive team. There was depth. Their special teams were fantastic. All these things, all these boxes that they checked off all season long. In the end, they're 6 wins short of the ultimate goal in winning a Stanley Cup. Second year in a row that they end up, essentially in that spot. So, look, I think it's wonderful to have expectations, and you strive to meet them. Different challenges every single season. And they're going to meet some of those different challenges this year, I think, with a bit of a mini youth movement, if you will.
Let me ask you a little bit about what you were just talking about, because 6 wins shy, it's where a lot of teams would love to be that deep. You're in the Final Four back-to-back years. It's 3 of the last 5 years where they've been at least that far. But the million-dollar question is, how do you get over that hump? Is there an area or two that maybe you look at and say, if they can do this, then you go from conference finalists to cup champions?
Well, don't have your offense just run out of gas would be one, and maybe don't wear Miro Heiskanen to a nub, and that happened in the playoffs. Look, they're a deep team still. We're going to see what these kids are all about. I think that's probably the most encouraging thing, is that they have young guys that look like they're going to be able to come in and assume some of the void that has been created with some veteran guys moving along, and obviously the retirement of Joe Pavelski. So when you look at this team and you think to yourself, okay, what does it take to win? They have lots of the ingredients there, right? They have this wonderful mix of youth and veteran experience. The things I stated earlier, that they're good on both sides of the puck. They have a world-class netminder in Jake Ottinger. The thing that usually seems to get it done when it matters the most are these little things and intangibles, and did you run out of gas? Did you do this? Who did you play early in the playoffs? That's the one thing that I always look at after last season, right? They do all these things all season long, right? They win the division in the end, and it was a battle to even do that. And they're thinking to themselves, okay, we did all these things. We're the best team in the Western Conference, almost won the President's Trophy as the best team overall in the NHL. And in the end, what did you get? You got this gauntlet of teams come playoff time that you had to get through, starting with the defending Stanley Cup champion. And I think if they're going to look at this season probably a little bit differently than last year. You still want to have all these things lined up. You still have to be a great team for 6 months, make the playoffs. But maybe their focus is a little more down the road with bringing some more people into the tent. If it's young guys, utilize some of that youth, some of the exuberance of youth, and also have the same ingredients that you had last year, where you could score. Scoring was not an issue until it was an issue in the conference final against Edmonton. So I see a team that's going to be in the mix again to win the division. They're one of the best teams in the Western Conference. The division, we'll talk about that in a little bit, is going to be different than it has been in years past. Location and maybe some of the big boys within the division, but I just don't see anything in the cards that says, well, this Dallas Stars team can't be as good, if not better, than last year.
Well, last year was one of the best seasons they had in franchise history, and now they're going to start over, try to get right back there again. A lot of people believe they can. They've got the horses to do it.